Hey there, guys. This is Jessica here, JawResearchInstitute.com. I also go by Jaw, which is Jessica Advocates Wellness, and I am your new media producer. And today I wanted to talk a bit about building your brand online. So I've gotten a lot of inquiries, and I get a lot of inquiries from a lot of people that want to build up their speaking events. They want to start speaking places. They want to start booking more speaking events. They want to get on a stage. They want to bring more visibility to their brand, their business, or their product or service. So my tips for you would be to, number one, look out for you, to brand yourself, right? So I think a lot of people think that as soon as I get with this influencer, or as soon as I get hobnob with the celebrity, or if I take 50 million courses on speaking, that I'll be able to start to book gigs. And that's not necessarily true. While there is a great wealth in gaining information and gaining education, and gaining the resources and getting training on particular ways that you can start to speak, that you book speaking events, the mannerism and how you build relationships and network, there's a couple of different things that you should be doing first and foremost to build yourself up and to build a brand that is you, a brand to brand yourself, right? So a couple of different tips I have for you on branding yourself is, number one, to be yourself and be authentic. I'm very silly. So for me, I'm like, all the time, but that's just me, because I want to make sure that I attract the people I'm supposed to bring to me, and I get rid of and tell them go the other way, go bye-bye, people that don't. Because I don't want to bring a client on or bring someone on who just isn't feeling my vibe, right? We need to have the same vibe. We need to have the same energy so that we can work together and ultimately produce results, right? Because we're all working towards the same goal. We want to be successful. And the definition of success has very own means. But we want to make sure that whatever it is that we do, that it's very impactful, it's of value, and that we're producing results, right? So that's number one, is to be yourself, all right? Branding yourself. So I'm going to use a couple examples here. We have Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee currently has a podcast, right? Yes, now in 2016, Bruce Lee has a podcast. That's because he has created legendary content. He's created content that will stay long time, right? He's been gone for, I don't know, maybe like 30, 40 years, I think I want to say, somewhere around in there. He's been gone for a long time, but his content continues to live on. It lives on through his children. It will probably live on through his grandchildren. And because it's really good and it's really meaty content, it's really great and it's inspiring and motivational, his content lives on because he's built a brand around himself. But that content doesn't just stand alone. That content is based upon his picture, right? His face being on a lot of the things that are sold, a lot of the merchandise that's sold, even the podcast itself, it has his face on it, and that's what draws people to it because it's him. So you want to make sure that whatever you do, when you're building a brand, it is branding you so that you are the person that people want to see and they want to come out to see you and be around you because you created that environment and that feel and the emotion that comes when someone says your name. That's number one. So number two is the 3 E's. The 3 E's of content creation. So I have my 3 C's and I have my 3 E's. So my 3 E's are entertaining, educational, and evergreen, right? So the content that you create within building your brand, it needs to be entertaining. And you define what entertaining is for yourself. Like I said before, for me, it's more of being silly. It's, I'm a little weird. I'm a little out of the box. And I'm loud. Take me to a restaurant, I'm going to be the same way. Story for you. When I was in kindergarten, I remember the teacher coming over to me and she asked me a question. And I was like, I don't know. I think I just got that one wrong. And she was like, ooh. She's like, ooh, okay. She's like, that was pretty loud. But I've always been that way. Whenever there's a question, you know how your teacher usually comes to you and they'll say like, anyone have any questions? It's okay to ask because someone else may have that question too. I'm the person that after they say that, I'm like, I got a question for you. So what does this mean? What does that? Da, 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 da. And they're like, oh, why did I even ask? But really, truthfully, I end up having people come to me afterwards and go, I had that same question. Thank you for asking that. I'm that person. That's me. So for me, I make sure that my entertainment, my idea of entertainment is very uplifting, it's very empowering, it's very loud and kind of in your face. I know I'm kind of a lot to deal with, but that's okay. You'll get over it. You'll learn to love me. And if you don't, that's okay too, right? That just means that you're just not someone that should be in my community. And that's fine. We have to get over the fact of everybody liking us and everybody appreciating us and everybody, as long as you appreciate yourself and God tells you that he appreciates you, God shows you that you are on the path, he gives you the God wink that you are on the right path. That's all you need. We got to get over the people that don't like us to get to the people that do. We want to be around the people that do like us, and the people that don't, y'all go over there, forget your life, right? Forget your life. All right, so that's entertaining. Number 2 is educational. So make sure it is educational. Make sure it is of value, that you are creating value. And I know a lot of people say the word value and no one's really broken it down for you, so let me do that for you. Value means that you are actually giving something to someone that will make their lives better, that they learn something from you, that you strike a spark of inspiration or motivation in them that helps them move forward in their own life. That is value. That is valuable. That means it's something of value, right? Something that is useful will help me move forward. Let's look up the definition of value, right? And let's be valuable to others, because ultimately that's why we are here, if I could talk right. That is why we are here. We are not here to be self-serving. We are not here to only live our own lives. Actually, our lives don't even belong to us. And this is a Lisa Nichols saying. Our lives belong to the people that we encounter and that we affect with our own lives. That's who our lives belong to. Our past is just that, our past is something that we've gone through and it's back there. But moving forward, it's up to us to impact people and to give value to their lives with what we've already learned, to hopefully deter them away from going through those same things, or to help motivate them in a positive way to a different positive light, right? So a different way. And that's ultimately why I started, just a little sidebar, why I started doing technology and content creation, why I became the Jaw Research Institute, okay? And I say me because, yeah, it's me and one other team member at this moment, my assistant. That's why I built it, because I really truthfully wanted to help people that had a message to share with the world, get their message out to the world. I wanted to help them leverage media because we have so many negative messages out there. I want to pull out the negative and replace it with a positive. All right, so that's me. So that's educational. Number 3 is evergreen. Evergreen means that it's going to be around for a long time. So Luther Vandross, if Luther Vandross was around, do you think he'll be creating a new trap song or nah, ain't happening, right? He will be singing his same old content from his same old songs, because that is exactly what is legendary, right? And even if you were to create something brand new, it would probably still have some kind of underlining context of the old, right? So evergreen, it needs to be something that will continue on over and over and over again and can be consumed over and over and over again, right? So that's number 2. So that's the 3 E's. The 3 E's, once again, are entertaining, educational, and evergreen. All right. So moving on from that, we have create more and consume less. In order for you to build a brand of positivity, a brand of influence, then you have to stop consuming so much. All right. I'm guilty. I'm preaching to the choir here, right? But we have to stop consuming so much as a people. Right? Back in the day, and excuse me, I'm sorry about that sniff, but back in the day, we weren't consuming as much. We weren't out there. We were milking our own cows and getting milk. We were farming our own chickens and getting eggs, right? But then some way, somehow, psychology kind of came in, and consumerism and the government, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, hold up. Why don't you just go buy a thing of milk? Why are you milking a cow? That's too much work. Go buy some milk. That's easy. And you're like, maybe I will. And this is easy. Maybe I will. But then we became consuming, right? So now we're buying the milk, we're buying the eggs, we're buying the wheat. So, we're buying everything instead of creating it ourselves. So I want you to now take that example and place it into business, right? Instead of consuming all the content that everyone else is creating, I want you to get into your own life and live your life and be a creator. So create the things that you want to see in the world. Create something that is legendary. All right. So with that being said, that's that. So make sure that you are being a creator, right? We have to look at our digital footprint. Keep your digital footprint in mind. Your digital footprint is your trail. Let me read it the right way. Your trail, your trace, it's your footprint, right? So remember when you were in grade school and you had this little folder, this little binder. This isn't really a binder, but you had this little binder that your teacher would always put your picture in and write notes in and stuff like that. And it followed you through each grade. That's exactly what your digital footprint is. And that's exactly what you're leaving. Every time you like something, every time you comment, every time you post, that's what you're leaving behind is your digital footprint. So we need to make sure that we're intentional with our digital footprint, that it actually relates back to us. If Martin Luther King, or no, let's go with Malcolm X because he was radical. Malcolm X, right? If Malcolm X were alive right now, he would be blogging. And when he blogged, you would know exactly what he was blogging about, right? He would be blogging about what's happening in our nation, what's happening in our country, what we can do about it, how we can uprise, how we can uplift, how we can come together and be unified and work out, you know, that's what he will be blogging about. And you would know exactly why you want to call him to speak. That would be, I want you to use that example for yourself. What is the one thing that people will call you for and ask for you to speak on? What is that thing? Or maybe one or two, because most of us are multi-passionate like me. I do the educational stuff. I do the technology and the content, and the video and all that good stuff. But I also do the wellness. I also have the wellness piece. I also have the maternal health piece of me that advocates against stigma, that goes out there and talks about mental health, because that's a very big piece of me and who I am, because I love that stuff. I am a psychology nut. I'm a little bit of a geek, just a bit of a nerd. So anyway, with that being said, you need to really just look at the content that you put out there and post with a purpose. I can't say that enough. Post with a purpose, post with a purpose, post with a purpose. Everything that you post should have a purpose behind it, all right? Because our digital footprint is basically our character, our personality that we leave behind. So when people go to Google us and search, that's what they find. Just like our grade school records have what our personality, what our character was, and what our grades were, right? How we perform. That is what our digital footprint is. It is now our record that will stay on these digital streets, for lack of better words, forever. All right. So those are my tips for you on how to build a legendary brand and how to just get out there and get started. So don't consume anymore, create more and consume less, because virtual reality is coming, and it will be a time and a space where you will put on a pair of glasses and you will have to pay for who you want to see. Right? You have to pay for what you want to see in the world. It's not going to be like TV channels and stuff. You're going to want to go to a world where if you want someone that's motivational to speak to you, you need to build your own brand, right? And you want someone to actually ask for you, right? That's what I'm going to say. You want someone to ask for you. You want someone to say, hey, I want Jessica to show up in my virtual reality. Now pop up and go, I know it. That's Jessica. Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. Get out there, utilize digital media. You have to have a digital footprint, and believe it or not, whether you know it or not, we are all content creators. We are all producing content every single day. We are just not being paid for it. Right? So get paid for what it is that you do. Post with a purpose, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Jessica at the JawResearchInstitute.com, and my hair is doing this weird Elvis thing. Wishing you wellness in life and in business. If you need me, you know where to find me. bit.ly/talktojaw. Bye.